What if I told you that the secret to becoming a world-class soccer player isn't found on some massive, perfectly manicured pitch, but instead it's forged on a small, hard court? Yeah, we're talking about soccer's secret weapon, a game that's been hiding in plain sight called futsal. And as you're about to see, it might just be the key that unlocked the genius of the world's greatest players.
Look, you don't have to take my word for it. When Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the absolute GOATs, credits something as being fundamental to his success, you pay attention. This one quote right here, it's our doorway into understanding a global phenomenon that's been shaping soccer for decades.
So that's the big question, isn't it? What's the common thread that ties together legends like Ronaldo, Messi, Pele, and Neymar? The answer, as you've probably guessed, is futsal. But the real question is why? Why is this specific game so unbelievably good at creating superstars? Well, let's get into it. So first things first, what is futsal? Now, it's really easy to just wave it off as a kickabout in a gym, but that could not be more wrong. This is a very specific, intentionally designed sport. And trust me, it is so much more than just indoor soccer. The name itself actually tells you a lot. Futsal is just a mashup of the Spanish and Portuguese words for indoor football. This isn't some random imitation. This is the official FIFA-sanctioned version of the indoor game. And its origin story is actually pretty cool. It wasn't an accident. It was invented way back in 1930 in Uruguay for a very clear purpose, to create a game of pure skill for kids on basketball-sized courts at the YMCA. And from that simple idea, it has just exploded into a global sport. And the differences between futsal and what you might think of as indoor soccer are absolutely critical. Okay, so first, forget that bouncy ball you're used to. The futsal ball is smaller, it's heavier, and it has almost no bounce. It forces you to keep the ball on the floor and control it. Then there's the court. It's a hard surface with boundary lines, not walls you can just bounce the ball off of. That means if your touch is sloppy, the ball's out. Precision is everything. Now let's talk about the rules, because they aren't just arbitrary. They are the very engine of the game. Every single rule is designed to crank up the pace and intensity to 11, forcing this really specific, highly technical style of play. Just think about it for a second. With only 5 players on a team, there's literally nowhere to hide. You are always in the action. The clock actually stops whenever the ball goes out, which guarantees you 2 20-minute halves of pure, non-stop play. You've got kick-ins from the sideline instead of throw-ins, which keeps the ball on the floor and the game moving fast. And on top of all that, you can substitute on the fly, meaning the intensity never ever drops. All right, so we've covered the what and the how. Now let's get to the real heart of it, the why. Why is this game considered the ultimate skill factory for building the next generation of soccer legends? It all really starts with this one, frankly staggering number, 6. That's right. Studies have shown that futsal players touch the ball up to 6 times more often every single minute than players in the traditional outdoor game. And it's a simple equation, right? More touches equals more practice, more refinement, and incredibly fast skill development. And that one fact creates this powerful chain reaction. All those extra touches, they lead directly to masterful ball control. The super tight spaces, they force you to be creative and solve problems on the spot. You can't just kick and run. And the constant pressure from defenders all around you, it forges lightning-fast decision-making. And who's the first person you think of when you hear masterful ball control? It's Lionel Messi, of course. And he directly credits his childhood playing futsal in Argentina for his unbelievable ability. Seriously, when you watch him just weave through 5 defenders like they're not even there, you are literally watching the end product of a futsal education. And you know, this isn't some new idea. The legend himself, Pele, understood this decades ago. He said, futsal makes you think and play fast, and that it makes everything else easier when you get on a big field. It's a game that trains your brain just as much as your feet. It speeds up your mind so much that the full-size game almost feels like it's happening in slow motion. In fast forward to today, the modern master of flair, Neymar, says the exact same thing. Technique, speed of thought, moves in tight spaces. I mean, he's basically giving us a perfect checklist of futsal's benefits. The evidence from the world's best is just overwhelming. But here's the thing. The incredible footwork and the physical skills, that's only half the story. The true, lasting impact of futsal goes way deeper. It's really about building a superior soccer intelligence. It's like the legendary Johan Cruyff always said, you play football with your head and your legs are there to help you.
Well, futsal is the ultimate training ground for the soccer mind. It's less like a physical contest and more like high-speed chess played with a ball at your feet. So, what do we actually mean by soccer intelligence? Well, it boils down to a few key things. That small, crowded court forces you to develop insane spatial awareness. The speed of the game trains you to anticipate what's going to happen next. And it's not just about making quick decisions. You learn tactical flexibility and how to solve really complex problems in the blink of an eye. And who better to talk about tactical class than the midfield maestro, Xavi? He saw futsal as the ultimate test of talent. It strips the game down to its bare essentials. There's no space to hide, there's no time to think. It just exposes pure, raw quality and class. So this all leads us to one final huge question. In an era where soccer is faster and more technical than it has ever been, could this intense, intelligent, small-sided game be the single most important tool for building the next generation of superstars? When you look at the evidence from the greatest players in history, the answer seems to be a resounding yes.